suitors." Sorcha's eyes glinted with humour when Brigitte huffed and swatted at her arm. "It doesn't matter," Maeve chimed in. "Why would any of us wish for 7 suitors when we have one another?" Gwenor patted Maeve on the knee. "You're only 15. In a year or so, ye could be changing your mind." "And there ye go again, treating me like a baby. I'll be 16 in a few weeks, and then I'll be only 1 year younger than yourself." She lifted her chin. "Besides, I wouldn't care if I had 100 suitors. I'm staying here at the convent with all of you till the end of my days." "Aye," Sorcha muttered, "and we may reach the end of our days afore Luciana shows us the stone she has picked." Luciana sighed, still reluctant to open her hand. Out of the 40 pebbles contained in the wooden bowl, only 1 had been painted black, and only 2 red. She and her friends had painted most of the pebbles with pretty rainbow colours or simple numbers. Since the pebbles were supposed to tell their future, they'd been clever enough to stack the odds in their own favour. "Why the worried face?" Gwenor asked. "Have any of our predictions e'er come true?" "Yes, have," Maeve reminded her. "One time I picked the pink, yellow, and number 3 stones. Then ye said I would find 3 pink seashells on a sunny day, and it happened the very next morn." Gwenor snorted. "Because you went to the beach to look for them. 'Tis the same as I have always said. We make our own futures." "That's not always true," Sorcha frowned. "Did any of us ask to be left here as babes, rejected by our families?" Luciana winced at the harsh reminder. Like the other girls, she'd been an infant when she'd been dropped off at the convent. According to Mother Janessa, they were all orphans. But did that mean they had no family at all? Gwenor's white blonde hair, lavender blue eyes, and slightly pointed ears could only mean that she possessed some elfin blood. Did she have family in the elfin kingdom of Woodwin? Sorcha had fiery red hair like the fierce warriors from Norveshka, and Brigitte looked similar to the people from the coastal kingdom of Turin. Luciana suspected they had been abandoned because they were embraced. But whether they had family or not, they still had each other. So at a young age they had declared themselves sisters. They were their own family, and the one prophecy they had all agreed upon was that the convent of the 2 moons would always be their home. Each day there was an hour before dinner that the nuns had set aside for quiet meditation. Luciana and her sisters had tried when they were young, but whenever they had formed a circle on the floor in their room attempting to meditate, invariably someone made a funny face and the others started giggling. It didn't take long before pillows started flying and the air was thick with goose feathers. Luciana, the oldest and 8 years old at the time, was told that she and her sisters should invent a quiet game that would leave their room neat and tidy and not disturb the nuns who were meditating nearby. Since the convent was located on the Isle of Moon, there were several beaches close by. Early one morn, the girls had accompanied a few nuns to the nearest beach, where they had dug for clams. And while they had worked, the nuns had talked about the latest prophecy from the seer. He had predicted more wars on the mainland, more death and destruction. Not surprising, Luciana had thought. In her 8 years of life, she had never heard of peace on the mainland. Fortunately, the 4 mainland kingdoms were so busy fighting one another that the island kingdom was mostly forgotten. And the 2 islands, Moon and Mist, never fought each other. What would be the point? There was only one inhabitant on the small Isle of Mist, the seer. And that was when the idea...